Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss some basic concepts in trigonometry. Many problems in trigonometry can be best explained with a graph of a plane. Now every point in a plane corresponds to an ordered pair. Ordered pair. An ordered pair is just two numbers enclosed in parentheses. For example, a number like -2 and 3 represents a position of a point in a plane. Now the plane is divided into axes. The horizontal line is called the x-axis and the vertical line is called the y-axis. The point where the x and y-axis intersect is called the origin, represented by O. Now each point in this plane is represented by a pair of two numbers enclosed in parentheses. For example, this number here, -2, 3 within parentheses, means 2 units to the left of the origin, say for example here, and 3 units, because it is positive, 3 units above the origin, which means it should be somewhere here. -2, 3. If you divide these into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Here would be -1, -2, -3, etc. Now the coordinate axis, the x and y axis, divide the plane into 4 parts. Each part is called a quadrant. Each part is called a quadrant, and the quadrants are numbered counterclockwise, such as this one here. This quadrant is quadrant 1. Quadrant 1. And this is here quadrant 2. Quadrant 2. This is quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. Quadrant 4. In the first quadrant, the coordinate axis, the points are both positive. Because it represents the positive x position and a positive y position. And in the second quadrant, the x coordinate is negative and the y coordinate is positive, because the x coordinate is on the other side of the origin, to the left of the origin, which is negative numbers. And the third quadrant, both the coordinate points are negative x and negative y. The fourth quadrant, that is positive x and negative y. Another concept that we use very often in trigonometry is Pythagorean theorem, which states that in a right-angled triangle, the angle here is 90 degrees, if the lengths of two shorter sides are A and B, and the length of the longest side is C, which is also known as hypotenuse, then the sum of the squares of two shorter sides, a squared plus b squared, is equal to the square of the longest side, which is hypotenuse. Or the root is equal to c. Next, we will derive the distance between 2 points in a plane. Distance between 2 points. We all know each point is represented by a pair of ordered pair of numbers. For example, we have a point here represented by x1, y1, and another point somewhere here. Let its coordinate points be x2, y2. Now we need to find the distance between these 2 points. Let the distance be d. Now to find the distance between these 2 points, let us form a right-angled triangle and use the Pythagoras theorem to find the distance. Let us draw a horizontal line from this point horizontal to the x-axis and a vertical line parallel to y-axis. Now the coordinates of this point here, where it forms a right angle, are x2 because it's x2 units and y1 because it is y1 units above origin. This is the origin. Now these lines, these coordinate points, form a right-angled triangle. We just need to find the distance between these points, which are the vertices of the right-angled triangle, and use Pythagoras theorem to find the distance, which is the hypotenuse. Now the length of this side of the triangle is y2 minus y1 because this point is y2 and this point is y1. So length of this side would be y2, the total distance, minus y1. Similarly, this side would be x2 minus x1. Now we have two distances. One is x2 minus x1, the other one is y2 minus y1. Two sides of this triangle. Now using Pythagoras theorem, we know that the hypotenuse square, which is d square, is equal to side 1 squared plus side 2 squared. The side 1 squared is x2 minus x1 squared, and side 2 is y2 minus y1 squared. And this can also be written as d equals x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared under root. Now let us find the distance between 2 points using the formula we just derived. Let there be 2 points, 2, 6 and say 5, 10. Now we'll find the distance between these 2 points using the formula d equals root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Now you can take either of these coordinate points as x1, y1 and x2, y2. So let us take this as x1, y1 and x2, y2. And now let us apply the formula d equals x2 is 5 minus x1 is 2 squared plus y2 is 10, y1 is 6 squared under root. Okay, this will be 3 squared plus 4 squared under root, which is 9 plus 16 under root, which is equal to 25 under root, which is 5. Square root of 25 is 5. So this is how we use the formula to find the distance between 2 points in a coordinate plane.